Hello everyone, I am DJ Byron. Welcome back in this lecture. So friends, in the last lecture we have seen the law of chemical equilibrium and its derivation and activities. Then we have seen the types of equilibrium, that is homogeneous equilibria and heterogeneous equilibria with examples. So in this lecture we will see the perfect gas equilibria. So let's start perfect gas equilibria. Perfect gas equilibria. So for gaseous reaction, A gas can convert into B gas and also B gas convert into A gas because this reaction is in its equilibrium where A and B are ideal gases. Friends, in the first lecture we have seen one equation for Gibbs free energy, that is delta G naught is equal to summation of Np into G naught M of products minus summation of Nr into delta G naught M of reactants. Okay. So in the first lecture we have seen this equation. So by using this equation we can write the general gaseous reaction. Delta G is equal to Gp minus Ga. Consider equation number 1 where Ga and Gb are Gibbs free energies of a pure gases A and B respectively. Okay. So from the equation we have seen in the first lecture. So we can write delta G is equal to Gibbs free energy of product minus Gibbs free energy of reactant. Consider the equation number 1. Now here Ga Gibbs energy of reactants and Gb are the Gibbs free energies of a pure gases A and B respectively. Now Ga is equal to G naught A plus RT ln Pa. Also Gb is equal to G naught B plus RT ln Pb. Suppose we consider the equation number 2 and equation number 3 where where G naught A and G naught B are the standard gives energies of gases and also PA and PB are the partial pressure of A and B respectively. Okay. So Ga is equal to G naught A. Standard gives free energy of A, that is the reactant, plus RT ln Pa. Equation number 2. Similarly, Gb is equal to standard gives free energy of B, that is product, plus RT ln Pb. Consider equation number 3, where G naught A and G naught B are the standard gives free energy of a gases, and Pa and Pb are the partial pressure of A and B respectively. Now, by the combination of equation 2 and 3 with equation 1, so we will get this type of equation. Delta G is equal to, what is the value? What is the equation for Gb? G naught B. So we can write G naught B plus RT ln Pb minus G naught A plus RT ln Pa. Okay. Therefore, G naught B minus G naught A. So we can write like this: G naught B minus G naught A plus RT ln Pb minus RT ln Pa. So for the G naught B minus G naught A, so we can write G naught delta G naught, that is the standard gives free energy change for delta G naught B minus delta G naught A, plus by taking RT ln common Pb divided by Pa. Therefore, delta G is equal to delta G naught plus RT ln Q. Okay. So we can write delta G is equal to delta G naught plus RT ln Q, where Q is the reaction quotient. Okay, reaction quotient, that is the Pa, that is Pb divided by Pa. Here we have to consider the Pb divided by Pa as a Q, where Q is the reaction quotient. Generally, the reaction quotient, that is the Q, is similar form as equilibrium constant. In the previous lecture, we have seen equilibrium constant is denoted by the Kc. Okay, so reaction quotient is also same form as a equilibrium constant, but its value are not necessarily equilibrium values. If the values of reactants and products are equilibrium value, then we can write Q is equal to K. Okay, when the values of reactants and products are equilibrium value, so we can write Q is equal to K. Q is the reaction quotient and K is the equilibrium constant. Okay, so by comparing the magnitude of Q with K for a reaction under given conditions, so it is possible to decide whether the reaction forward or backward or reverse. We can say that the reaction will be forward or reverse reaction. So it will decide the magnitude of Q comparing with the magnitude of K. Suppose for a reaction Q is less than K, then the reaction will be forward. Okay, when Q is less than K, then the forward reaction will favor or occur. Now second condition, for a reaction Q is greater than K, then the reverse reaction will occur. And last condition, when Q is equal to K, so there is a no net reaction. Okay, basically the magnitude of Q compared with the magnitude of equilibrium constant K for a reaction under a given condition, so it is possible to decide whether forward or reverse reaction will favor or occur. So first one, for a particular reaction Q is less than K, then the forward reaction will occur or will be favored. Now second, for a reaction Q is greater than K, that time the reverse reaction will favor. And third one, when Q is equal to K, in this condition no net reaction will occur. Okay, so this all about the perfect gas equilibrium. Friends, let's have a look next topic, that is equilibrium constant in gaseous phase. Equilibrium constant in gaseous phase. Okay, now consider a reaction of synthesis of ammonia by Haber process. When N2 gas react with 3 moles of H2 gas, it gives 2 moles of NH3 gas. Okay, so this is the reaction of synthesis of ammonia by Haber process. Friends, in the previous lecture we have seen the law of chemical equilibrium. So according to this law, we know that at any given temperature, the product of concentration of reaction products raised with respective stoichiometric coefficient divided by the product of concentration of the reactants raised with its stoichiometric coefficient. So we have to consider a particular reaction with its reactants and products, and these reactants as well as products raised with its number of moles. Stoichiometric coefficient is nothing but the number of moles present in a particular reaction. So according to law of chemical equilibrium, so the expression, or we can write the equilibrium constant in the form of, so according to law of chemical, so we have to write this chemical equation into equilibrium constant. Okay, now Kc, Kc is the equilibrium constant. We have seen in the previous lecture. So Kc is the equilibrium constant is equal to, okay, so the law of chemical equilibrium tells that the product of concentration, here product is 2 moles of ammonia, so the product of concentration of the reaction product is NH3. Okay, so the concentration of reaction product with its concentration raised with its stoichiometric coefficient or number of moles. Here stoichiometric coefficient is 2. In case of product, that is the number of moles 2. Okay, number of moles are 2. So the NH3 raised to power 2 divided by the product of concentration of reactants raised with its stoichiometric coefficient. So reactants are N2 and 3 moles of H2. So we can write like this N2. So these reactants raised with its number of moles 1. So there is no need to write 1 into, again the reactants is H2, and this H2, the reactants raised with its number of moles or stoichiometric coefficient. Here number of moles 3, so we can write like this. So Kc is equal to NH3 raised to power 2 divided by N2 into H2 raised to power 3. So we can write this chemical reaction in the form of equilibrium constant Kc, where NH3, N2 and H2 are expressed in terms of concentration. So this concentration, the unit of this concentration is mole per liter. Okay. So here NH3, N2 and H2 are expressed in terms of concentration. So Kc. Okay. Now we can write this same chemical reaction in terms of partial pressure. Partial pressure according to the law of chemical equilibrium. So we can write Kp. Kp P means partial pressure or equilibrium constant is equal to PnH3 raised to power 2 divided by Pn2 into pH2 raised to power 3. Okay. So we can write the same chemical equation or chemical reaction in the form of partial pressure, where PnH3, Pn2 and pH2 are expressed in terms of partial pressure. So this partial pressure, the unit of partial pressure is bar. Okay. So in this topic, that is the equilibrium constant in the gaseous phase. So we have to consider the N2, that is the synthesis of ammonia by Haber process. So this same chemical reaction we can write or we can express in terms of concentration as well as the partial pressure. Okay. So friends, we have seen how to express a particular chemical reaction in terms of concentration as well as partial pressure. So on the basis of this concept, we have to write a chemical reaction in the form of concentration as well as partial pressure. So let's start with the first problem based on equilibrium constant in a gaseous phase. So first problem, write a equilibrium constant of the following reactions. So first reaction is that KClO3 gives KCl plus 3/2 moles of O2. So this is the first reaction. Second reaction, 2 moles of calcium carbide react with 5 moles of oxygen gas. It gives 2 moles of calcium carbonate plus 2 moles of CO2 gas. And the third reaction is H2 gas react with I2 gas. It gives 2 moles of HI gas. Okay, these are the three reactions. So we have to write this reaction into equilibrium constant form. Okay, so let us consider the first reaction. for the first reaction, the equilibrium constant Kc is equal to, so similarly here also we have to consider the law of chemical equilibrium. So according to the law of chemical equilibrium, so we have to write the first chemical reaction into Kc, that is the equilibrium constant. So Kc is equal to product divided by reactants raised with its stoichiometric coefficient or number of moles with a given reaction. So products are KCl and 3/2 moles of O2. So we can write KCl into O2 raised to power 3/2 divided by reactants. Okay, reactant is KClO3. So this is the equilibrium constant for first reaction. Now equilibrium constant for second reaction. Kc equilibrium constant is equal to, products are 2 moles of calcium carbonate plus 2 moles of CO2. So we can write like this: calcium carbonate raised to power 2, number of moles are 2, so we have to write 2 into CO2 and number of moles 2 divided by reactants. So reactants are calcium carbide raised to power 2 into O2 raised to power 5. Okay, so this is the form of equilibrium constant for the second reaction. Now let us see equilibrium constant for third reaction. So how we can write equilibrium constant for third reaction? I think you can write as well. So equilibrium constant, that is the Kc, is equal to, how we can write, product divided by reactants with its stoichiometric coefficient or number of moles in a given reaction. So product is 2 moles of HI raised to power or its stoichiometric coefficient divided by reactants H2 into I2. Okay, so this is the equilibrium constant for third reaction. So friends, I hope you will solve or you will write equilibrium constant for any given reaction by using law of chemical equilibrium.